Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports and Songs, a podcast. We're on season 5, episode 16, Songs Edition tonight, Andy, right?
Yes.
We'll cover album reviews. At the end, we'll cover some upcoming local concerts, tours, music notes.
Yes.
Today is February 22nd, 2024, and we're continuing on our 6-week journey of Johnny Cash.
Yes. Part 4, if you will.
So here we go. I'm going to bring it up. Here's the album we're going to cover. We're doing the 6-album box set from Mr. Cash. And here we go.
American Recordings, yes.
American Recordings. Let's see here. All right, let's do the review and see what we think about it.
American 4, The Man Comes Around, it's called. This is the 67th and final non-posthumous studio Johnny Cash. He passed away right after the recording of the release of this one.
Okay.
The two recorded, this had still set him and put it together, but this is the last album released while he was alive. It is the 4th in his American series, and like I said, the last album during his lifetime. Is considered by some to be his finest work towards the end of his life. The album was also included in the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. A little background on it. The majority of the songs are covers, again, like the others have been for Johnny Cash. Performance of his own sparse style. Producer Rick Rubin, for instance, in the song Personal Jesus, Rubin asked Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist John Forstein to work the acoustic versions. Feature a simple acoustic riff that was a stripped down song of the blues style, kind of changed it a little bit. A lot of these songs that Johnny hadn't changed. That one he kind of did a little. Some help there. He had also help from Fiona Apple, Nick Cave, and Don Henley on some other songs. Was released during this is the final album released during his lifetime. Through the Unearthed box set was completed prior to his death, with Cash choosing the tracks and writing other liner notes. American 4 was Cash's first non-compilation album to go gold in 30 years. Additionally, the album won Album of the Year award in the 2003 CMA Awards. It was certified gold on March 24th, 2003, and platinum on November 21st, 2003, by the Recording Industry Association of America. It's his first album to do so since the early 1970s. The video for the song Hurt, a song written by Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, and was originally released in 94 by Nine Inch Nails, was nominated in 7 categories at the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards, and won the award for Best Cinematography in 2003, mere days before his 71st birthday. Cash won a Grammy for Give My Love to Rose, a song Cash had originally recorded in the late 50s. He was also nominated that year for Best Country Collaboration with Vocals for his Bridge Over Troubled Waters cover with Fiona Apple. The music video for Hurt also won an award for Best Short Form Video in 2004. And here's something I think I told you in that pre-production meeting, but here it's official now. Nine Inch Nails frontman Trent Reznor admitted that he was initially flattered, quote unquote, but worried that the idea of Cash covering Hurt sounded a bit gimmicky. But when he heard the song and saw the video for the first time, Reznor said that he was deeply moved and found Cash's cover beautiful and meaningful, going as far as to saying, "That song isn't mine anymore."
Wow.
That's kind of big.
I've never seen the video. I got to watch it for my homework.
That's your homework. Here's some of the sources on the song. the track listings, as we like to call it here. This is really weird. We look at the track listings that we get from our friends at Wikipedia. For this album, it was a double LP release. Side A, B, C, and D, they call it. But each side had no more than 4 or 5 songs on it. They were only like 3-4 minute long songs. So almost, EPs in a way. They call it the 4 LP release. Side A, Man Comes Around by Johnny Cash. Hurt, the Trent Reznor cover. Give My Love to Rose, and Bridge Over Troubled Water with Fiona Apple. Yes, that version written by Paul Simon. Side B, I Hung My Heart, a song written by Sting.
Okay.
Not the wrestler. First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, which is, when you hear that song, we've all heard it in other movies and covers, but Johnny is a good one. Personal Jesus and In My Life, which was a Lennon McCartney song. That'd be John Lennon and Paul McCartney for you kids. Side 3, Sam Hall, a Tex Ritter song. Had originally recorded that one. Danny Boy, Desperado with Don Henley.
Oh, interesting.
Eagles song. I'm So Lonely I Could Cry, a Hank Williams song. He did that duet with Nick Cave. Streets of Laredo. Side D. Now here's where it gets weird. I was refreshing myself on this on Spotify, and they just have the first 15 songs. They don't have these other 4. The CD release in 2014 has 15 songs, and they're in a different order. So do your homework, do your Spotify searching to hear all these songs, or just don't be cheap like me and go buy the original album.
Interesting. So the album is 2, it's a double LP set, A, B, C, and D, and CD is just one long one, but doesn't contain all of them.
Yeah. Okay. And in a different order too. But here we go, side D. Which Alignment by Johnny Webb, Big Iron by Marty Robbins, Tear Stained Letter, a Johnny Cash song, and We'll Meet Again with the whole Cash gang. Rose Parker and Huey Charles wrote that one. The original double LP release features a different track order than the 2014 LP release, as well as 2 original songs, which we just covered on the side D there. So check which ones you're getting when you go down to Down in the Valley or any album stores you go to find your vinyl.
Electric Fetus.
Yes.
Or Mr. Zeros.
Summer.
Mr. Zeros.
Yes.
In Roseville.
Yes. Purcell, Johnny Cash again. Don Henley, Fiona Apple, Nick Cave. I'm sorry. Same cast of characters, other people on there. Laura Cash did the fiddle. Billy Preston did some piano and keyboards. John Carter Cash was one of the producers on it also. And I'll do this after the 6th one. I know I kind of mentioned how we did for album sales in this one. We'll cover all 6. Excuse me, at the end for what went how high in the charts, but this one went number 2 on the U.S. country album charts, 22 on Billboard, 4 in Norway.
Nice.
French only 137. The French, they don't get it. Certifications, 1.6 million in the U.S., so that's platinum. 1 million in Europe, which is platinum. UK was platinum with 300,000. Like I said, when we get through all 6, we'll kind of go through what was platinum, what was gold, which one outsold what. But this was the last one released when he was alive. The next two, he had organized them, done the liner notes. He said they were tied up in a bow and everything else, and he had passed, so he didn't get to see the success of the next 2.
I see.
Which, like I said, I thought the 3rd one was the best. But this one became a bigger seller because it was the last one of him being alive. So sales with albums and movies don't per se, because it sold a lot doesn't mean it was good. I mean, this is a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Stop there. But you see how much more it sold compared to the rest? Well, it's because it was his last one as he was alive.
People go out, they buy it,
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So the Trent Reznor, very interesting. I'm going to watch that video.
Yeah.
I've never
I heard some interviews with him before. He said he was a little like gimmicky. And he says when he wrote that song, I mean, he really put his blood and guts into it. That was his life. That song was he didn't just like, hey, this would be a cool song and wrote it all out. Trent Reznor lived that song. Yeah. So it was kind of his blood and guts, sweat and tears into it. But as we know, Johnny Cash was no saint his whole life either. He was no altar or, nice little pew boy there. And Trent knew that, so that's why he had no problem Johnny covering the songs. Knew Johnny could mean it when he said it. But boy, did Johnny
nailed it.
Oh, it's you see the meme, Johnny, I hurt myself today from that song. But yeah, I don't want to say it's moving and powerful and sound sad and sappy on it, but you'd almost think Johnny wrote it the way he's performing that one song. In this reporter's opinion.
That's awesome. That's some good stuff. Like I said, 2 more to go. Both were released then. Albums 5 and 6 were released after his death. This is the last one that he was still alive. $6 grand total.
Yes.
Very good. So go out, listen to that. Doesn't matter what order, what songs. Pull it up on Spotify. It's all
really
good.
All 6. It's like having the old CD, the magazine of 6 CDs again.
The 6 CD changer, as they say.
Just put them in there and let them run. And it doesn't matter what album it's off of. They're all great. They're all, like I said, recorded within a couple-year period. So good to go.
That's good stuff. Now, Andy, I've got some notes here from our Facebook page from Sports and Songs. This is local now for those of you that are local. The Halfway There band is a Bon Jovi tribute.
Yes.
And check this out. Upcoming shows, I just listed here the first 2. This is Saturday night, the 24th at Nison's and Savage for Ace's birthday. And that should be pretty good. I've never seen a show perform there. I've never been to that venue to see music. That should be pretty good. I'm not going to be going myself. I'm busy, but that's pretty good. Now, the next one is March 16th, and I have been. Hackamore Brewery in Chanhassen. It's off of basically Dell Road and Highway 5. It's that really cool brewery, real big, a lot of space. And what I noticed when I went to visit there is there's a big room with the permanent, basically a stage, permanent, for musicians. They don't have to set up. They don't have to take anything down. It's just there. It's a great location, big glass windows, tall ceilings. Never have I seen a show there, but I'm interested in seeing Halfway There on March 16th at Hackamore Brewery. Hackamore Brewery, once again, fairly brand new place. Brand new. It's not like going to some of these breweries that are reconfigured in an old warehouse or an industrial part of town. This is a very, I don't know if you call it cosmopolitan, but very modern brewery, really cool. And it'd be I'm guessing it's a great spot for music. They've got the Chanhassen word there spelled wrong, but that's Halfway There. I might take that in.
Now, I'm going to interrupt you on one thing there again. Look at your calendar again when you said that. March 16th. St. Patrick's Day is the next day, so it's a St. Patrick's weekend.
Oh, my. So
just fair warning, not saying don't go, but you might want to be dressed for the occasion and remember your favorite rideshare person afterwards.
Yes, it's very similar to the Thanksgiving Eve as far as music goes. Very popular.
St. Patrick's Day being a Sunday, it's going to be a whole weekend. These establishments are going to
enjoy it. Yeah, that'll be. Now, Rocktember, we've never gone to here. Now, this is, and where is this held? Where do they hold this?
I can't remember offhand. Let me look.
Is this Rocktember? Is this Duluth?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure where, but we could look it up. Find it. You can look it up on rocktember.net is the website. For the weekend in September, this is after Labor Day is over. It's a Friday, Saturday. Ace Frehley is the headliner Friday, and Loverboy on Saturday. And so here's the previous bands for Friday night is
Hinckley.
Hinckley. Oh yes. So this
Grand
is
Casino Amphitheater.
Outdoor at the amphitheater at the outdoor stage at the casino.
Yep.
This would be a blast. They've got a great venue. I've been to the venue. I've never seen music there, but I was looking at when I was up there once, the great space that they've got there, not really in town, it's kind of out there, and it's great spot for live music outdoors. Ace Frehley, Molly Hatchet, Steve Adler, Mike
Steve Adler, drummer of the original Guns N' Roses.
He was the original Guns N' Roses drummer.
Yep.
That's right. Steelheart, Black and Blue, and
Mike
Sin. Any
Tramp, he
thoughts?
was White Lion.
Okay.
The lead singer from White Lion. So
White Lion. Okay. And Steelheart, Black and Blue. Is that the same old as Tommy Thayer's band?
Yeah. Since he's out of a gig right now, I don't know if he's playing there or not, but you never know.
Black and Blue. Very good. Now, Saturday is Stephen Pearcy from Rat, Alda Nova, Vane, Rhino Bucket, Enough's Enough, and Van Halen. That would be fun. I'm assuming that's a tribute band to Van Halen.
Yeah. Now, I got not to rip on producers and bookers and everything else, but I had to put Stephen Pearcy as the headliner and Loverboy as the second act. But hey.
Well, I think that for the name recognition and the people buying the tickets to go, the hardcore music fans, I think, would go see, like you and I, we'd want to see Pearcy over Loverboy. But
right.
I think
Loverboy personally, I'd have him be the headliner. Yeah,
that's got to be the reason. I don't know. Once again, we're not experts, but we're just assuming here.
And I'm kind of saying that Kiss It Up too because I want to get Stephen Pearcy on the show. So I'm just kind of.
Well, yes, he would be.
It's kind of a Kiss Up move too. Yeah.
Yes, if you're out there listening to this, Stephen, we'd like to have you on as an interview guest.
Speaking of Kissing Up,
Kiss, their debut album came out 50 years ago, half a century, Andy. They went from clowns to becoming immortalized. That's true. That whole statement, I think, is right on the money. Yeah. They didn't start selling records till their third or fourth or Alive.
Alive really is where they took off. Yeah,
them out. They pumped them out. They weren't too successful. They were laughed at. They were criticized. They never got really good raving reviews, even in the 70s and the 80s. I mean, they became real more popular later on. But 50 years, and I don't care what you're doing, if you're working for a job or in whatever you're doing for a career or music or a performer, 50 years at anything's a long time.
Their best charting song is a ballad sung by the drummer. I don't think they ever won a Grammy, yet they stuck around for 50 years. And there was a time in the 70s where they were selling everything. You could get a Kiss coffin if you want. You know,
yes.
They were just marketing geniuses, threw their name on anything and everything, and people were eating it up like nothing.
And it's one of those, it's a long road, the life cycle there for their marketing. It's just slowly took off. Then it peaked. Then it still hung around. And by the time it came back another generation or two, then the kids were going and buying the stuff. And then their kids, the fans, the Kiss Army kids were buying the Kiss album. So, I mean, the number of generations there that have been fans, it starts multiplying very quickly. So celebration, congrats there to the group. 50 years, long time, especially in music. Now, this is interesting. The new Mudhoney box and Screaming Trees and Malfunction compilations are announced for Record Store Day. Now, Andy, I know you're not a big fan of the Seattle sound here, so I'll talk a little bit about this. But Mudhoney was the big Seattle sound up there before everything became big. They were the rock stars. There's more of a punk feel to it, I think. Malfunction was Andrew Wood, and the outgrowth of that band basically became Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains after the lead singer died. And then you get Screaming Trees, which is another Seattle group, Mark Lanigan, kind of a Mad Season compilation there. These guys were huge. Now, do I see a big market for this? No, I don't think I'm going to buy any of these, just to be honest. Yep. I'm not going to go to the store and pick up any of these three albums. Now, the folks in Seattle, the hardcore fans might maybe, that they may get it, but I'm guessing that this is a money grab, trying to scoop up some things here. Mudhoney's been around for a while. Screaming Trees, very good. Malfunction only had that one album. So what's coming out on Record Store Day? I don't know. This is This has marketing and gimmicky all over it. It probably has some good stuff. I'm not going to lie, but I call myself a '90s Pacific Northwest fan, and this doesn't interest me.
It'd be one to maybe get like in 3 months when the hype is narrowed down a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be the contents of these either. I'm sure there's, full Facebook pages and groups dedicated to all this stuff and seeing what's coming out there. But it's probably going to be some demos and some unreleased things, some things that were left on the editing room floor that didn't make it on the album. That's fine. Now, what I do have, Andy,
Yes.
and I know you will not be impressed, but I do have the Malfunction box set that came with the 2 CDs and a lot of unreleased stuff, a lot of previously unreleased recordings, and a DVD. Now, if you're a Malfunction fan, that's the thing to get. And I think because I have that, I'm not interested in this Olympus Awaits by Malfunction, because anything and everything that they could have had is already on the first one. So but Mudhoney was the real band everyone looked up to back then. A lot of the Seattle grunge, when they first became big, when it became popular up there, the guys would wear Mudhoney T-shirts up on stage. Whether it was Nirvana or Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. Mudhoney was all of their idols back then, so they do have a big following. That's coming up on April 20th, Record Store Day.
Okay.
Ace Frehley, we just spoke. Now, the reason that the big thing in Hinckley is going to be huge, I think, is because of this. His album, 10,000 Volts, I think does it drop this tomorrow or the next Friday?
This
I think
week. This weekend.
This week. So, for fans wanting to see Ace Frehley, he's always good, always puts on a good show, but you get the new release with the new material coming out. So that could be good. I don't know if I'm going to get this or not. I'm interested in it. Are you?
But I might get it, but that's not the big drop this week we're waiting for, though, either.
Gotcha.
It's Sunflower Fox and
yes, the Sunflower Fox is
and Chicken Light. That's this weekend too. So
that's the Gypsy.
The duet, the big duet.
That should be good. That's just a single, not an album, but the single drops. First time they're doing a duet with Mr. Mike Schmidt. Now this one is here, The Art of Anarchy. Let There Be Anarchy, the new album. I don't follow these guys. Do you follow these guys a lot?
No, but just, I don't know. It looks like your average rock album cover, but just something about that intrigues me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Something makes me want to listen to that just from that cover.
Looks
kudos, got my attention.
The album's well done. It's a great cover.
Something makes me want to listen to this one.
Yeah, I am, and I'm sure it's good stuff. But I think that's the one that also drops here this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
there it is.
The 70s Magic Sunshine Band. Now, this is tomorrow night for anyone going to the Bowl in Shakopee, $10 cover. This is all 70s.
Yep.
Music, good throwback stuff. I have never seen these guys. I think we would both like this show.
Yeah, I've heard good things about him. Yeah.
I'm not going to be going to this one, but I would like to see these guys. Once again, it's a lot of crossovers in some of these tribute bands or these music here in the Twin Cities that we'll know from other bands. This is what we are going to be seeing.
Yes.
Sugar Buzz. Now this one, $5 at the door. Now this could be one of those 300 attendance type of a deal here. March 1st at the Bowl, Sugar Buzz. Now we've interviewed some of these folks as well, including Beth, the lead singer there. But this is a popular. If you look at some of the songs they sing, it's everyone's going to know the songs.
Yeah, you can go to their website and see their set lists of songs. So yeah.
And it's all the popular stuff. This is not going to be metal. This is not going to be heavy metal. This is going to be your commercial, good stuff that everyone knows. Everyone can sing along with. It's going to be a good time. That's a Friday night, I think. Yes,
we will have. I guarantee we'll have good pictures because we've put on their page how we will be there, and we've been told to flag Beth down when we're there. So I'm sure we'll get some pictures and some merch and some autographs while we're there.
Yes, we'll have to talk to the band. A good group once again.
I know the band wants our autographs, so we'll have to
very good vocalist. She also does the Queensryche.
Yes, Queen of the Reich. Yes.
Now the one we want to see, Andy, is this. April 19th. I can't talk enough about this this Tool tribute band called 10,000 Days. $10 at the door. Once again, Shakopee Bowl, April 19th. I haven't looked in the calendar to see if I want to go. I do know that I want to see these guys. And so I'm going to make it a priority if it works that weekend or not to see. But we'll have it
Friday night, yeah.
We'll have more on this as the weeks come up, but I think that would be a blast.
Big
So
weekend.
You might see us there at the Shakopee Bowl. And that's all I've got for music. Now, you said earlier, Andy, Sunflower Fox
and Chicken Leg, their song debuts this weekend. We've been pushing it on our social media. They have too, so keep an eye for it. You'll see it. Follow them. I have not heard it yet. We have not had a sneak peek at it yet.
Yeah, it hasn't even dropped. They didn't give us an advance cut, so because they're afraid we would leak it or something. But
we want to earn our stuff too. We're not looking for a free handout here.
I'm looking forward to that. So it's going to drop tomorrow on Friday the 23rd. And once again, it's a duet. It's Katie, the lead singer, Katie Hart, Mike Schmidt, very good guitarist, lead guitarist guy. They're going to do a duet first time. They put together some very good stuff. Their music is all basically 70s.
Yes, it's very.
Put yourself in a time machine and kind of think Hart, Fleetwood Mac kind of stuff is good, easy listening music because there's really not a market for that. There's no one who's really gone back into those days and done the folky stuff, the rock, the soft rock. But these guys do it well, and they have very good music videos. So the video, I'm sure, will be out as well tomorrow.
And, like I said earlier, we did not get a pre-drop of the song. No one sends us that stuff. Although we will take free hats and shirts. Just saying. We're not proud that way. We'll take the merch, take a can koozie, a keychain, whatever you got.
Little swag. But we've interviewed the group, and they have I love the photography they have for their layout, their photos of the band. They've traveled around the country. They've got some real good photography shots.
Some of their videos are really good too.
It's a real deal, and their music is original, authentic, not cover, not tribute. So they're new. They're from what I've heard the last couple of months is that they might be onto something big, as far as who they're talking to, who they're working with, and who they're working with as far as managers and things like that. This could be a band that takes off. Try to get to listen to their song, Gypsy Rose.
Yes. Well, also, like if you follow their social media, every other day they're doing more interviews with other people. They're doing radio shots, and a lot of these radio stations at night have homegrown talent or new talent. They're on all these different radio stations, and you know what? It all started here about 6 months ago.
They're local. It's a Twin Cities-based band, and they have been around.
Blew up.
They have been around the country, but this could be something that could take off. They do a really good job on their music videos too. So top-notch stuff, very good. So we highly recommend that. But that's our updates here for the week. That's the Johnny Cash album number 4 of the 6 of the Cash 6. I've got nothing more. To you, Andy?
No, I'm looking at their stuff here. There's different radio stations all the time being popped up on. So give them a listen. They are good all over.
Social media footprint they have. They're all over and very
Gypsy Queen.
And so
as of 7 hours tomorrow. So you check that out tomorrow.
On next week's episode, next Thursday, Andy, we may do a little review on those guys as well, as far as that song, that music video. And I'll try to get my homework done from Mr. 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, Johnny Cash.
Hurt. Check the 2 out.
Compare. That's our homework.
Compare your notes.
And that's all we've got. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Live.